Another crazy weekend of Spanish football. Granada shocked Barcelona. Real Madrid won in Sevilla against the league leaders. And Atletico was held to a 0-0 draw in Madrid. Let's talk about it. Guys, before we start, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. It helps me build this channel and get more content for you. Granada threw the biggest bomb of the round after a 2-0 win against the current champions Barcelona, and Blaugrana continue with their unconvincing away form. That's now 7 games away that they haven't managed to win, a form that spans back to April last year. This is also their worst start away in 25 years. Football is a really funny game. Just a week ago, all eyes were on Real Madrid and pressure was on Zinedine Zidane to perform. Now everything's shifted back to Barcelona. All the front pages of the newspapers are talking about Valverde. Suddenly, all these away games and disappointments at Liverpool and Roma are coming out. And it seems like the pressure is now on the Barcelona coach. And rightfully so. He had to rotate his squad after the Champions League game and decided to start with Carles Perez, Luis Suarez and Griezmann up front, leaving in form Ansu Fati and supposedly fully fit Messi on the bench as well. Rakitic as well made a comeback in the starting 11, but he did not make a case for himself. He really looked out of his depth in the midfield. Junior Firpo as well starting at left back, and he had a real baptism of fire against Antonio Puertas on that left flank. He was a complete nightmare, and that's where the first goal for Granada came from. Puertas made a great run, squared the ball in, and the young Nigerian international Aziz tapped it home. Really, for that whole first half, Granada was all over Barcelona and deservedly was in the lead. Valverde tried to change things at halftime, introducing Messi and Ansu Fati on the field, and Barcelona effectively with 4 strikers on the field, but nothing really happened out of it. He's also persisting with Sergio Roberto in the midfield, a natural right back playing in the middle of the park for Barcelona. I'm not sure if that's his best position. Messi tried his best. It was clear to see that he's not 100% yet after his injury. And the fact that Barcelona looked so offensive left a lot of space for Granada to take advantage of, and they did. The other substitute, Arturo Vidal, that came in for Rakitic, had a bit of a madness in the box, stuck his arm out, and the ball hit his hand. The penalty for Granada. Unfortunately for Blaugrana fans, Ter Stegen couldn't save the penalty as he did against Dortmund in midweek. Álvaro Vadillo converted confidently from the spot to seal the win for Granada, 2-0. And another amazing story, Granada, a team that in the summer everyone was doubting. They had financial difficulties. LaLiga, just days before the start of the season, needed more assurances about their financial backing. They weren't active on the transfer market, with maybe the biggest names being Soldado and Gonalons that they signed. One of the lowest budgets in the league. Really, really amazing start from the Andalusian team. Barcelona will have the chance to bounce back very quickly as there is a midweek round this week and they're hosting Villarreal, a game that they should be expected to win. But as I said, pressure is piling on Ernesto Valverde, and everyone will be waiting for his next mistake so they can make a case for him to leave. Let me know what you think. Should Ernesto Valverde leave, or are fans overreacting? Leave your comments below. Real Madrid on totally the opposite spectrum. After no one really expected them to pull off a performance at the league leader's place, Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan in Sevilla, but they did. A 1-0 win with who else but Karim Benzema scoring his 9th headed goal this year and his 15th goal in 15 games. The Frenchman is on fire, a really underrated finisher, but he's proving himself time and time again. And the cross coming from Carvajal, a real Real Madrid classic, Carvajal to Benzema. Let me know in the comments below. I want to know your opinion about Karim Benzema. How do you feel about him? Is he really underrated? But it wasn't just their offensive performance. Yes, Hazard had a great game. He's still not fully fit as well. He's going to offer more, but he is offering that edge that opens up defenses that Real Madrid have been missing for such a long time, maybe even since Ronaldo had left. It was really the graft and the hard work that Blancos put in this game that got them over the line. Sergio Ramos coming back into this team, showing just how important the captain is for this defense. They missed him badly in Paris. It was one of the reasons they were all over the place defensively. Varane and Militao haven't gelled yet and opened up so much space for the likes of Di Maria to exploit. But this time, Sergio Ramos kept things together. Really, really well defensive performance. It was their first match since 2015, I believe, that they haven't conceded a shot on target. Something that we don't really say for Real Madrid these days. Courtois as well, breaking a really bad run of games that he was conceding a goal. Finally a clean sheet for him. So the Real Madrid goalkeeper will be happy. For Sevilla, they have the best defense in the league. That's their only second goal conceded, so that's not the problem for them. It's more up front. They lost Hassan Ben Yedder, a really prolific striker, and they tried to replace him with Luke de Jong, the Dutch signing, but he's not firing right now and looks like the type of striker that is not fitting Lopetegui's system. Ben Yedder was more of a mobile, link-up play striker, and that looks like that's what they need. Just like they had Gameiro before, they really will hope that the Dutchman gets off the line soon because they will need goals in order to be competitive. There was also a little bit of a Europa League hangover. They had to travel to Baku on Thursday night, and even though they won, and even though Lopetegui rotated his squad, you could see that some of the players were a little bit tired from that game. But then again, we can say the same about Real Madrid and their trip to Paris. Real Madrid come home to the Bernabeu in the next round, and they host Osasuna on Wednesday night. And as I said, suddenly the vibe has completely changed. The fans seem to be a bit more positive, and you will expect them to pick up 3 points at home. They are joint co-leaders with another team, Athletic Bilbao, a team that won another Basque derby with the same result they did against Real Sociedad, 2-0 again, this time against Alaves. Iñaki Williams, really the main man that created havoc in Alaves' defense. First, earning a penalty for his team, converted by Raul Garcia, and then for the second goal, he crossed from the left side. Moy Gomez took a shot, and it was Muniain that tapped it in for their second goal to seal the victory. Iñaki Williams as well, make sure you check out his shot that he took, cutting in from the left. An amazing thunderbolt that hit the post and almost went in. But the Athletic Bilbao deserved leaders. They've been really, really solid at home as well in San Mamés. And it will be interesting to see how they do away at Leganés midweek, a team that earned a point. It was Valencia 1, Leganés 1. A real surprise because even though it was the Mestalla debut for new coach Albert Celades, you would expect Valencia to win against a struggling side like Leganés. But all credit goes to the Madrid side. They went 1-0 down after a penalty converted by Dani Parejo, another penalty at Mestalla. But Oscar Rodriguez, a Real Madrid player playing on loan for Leganés, first hit the post from an amazing free kick and then managed to score for a 1-1 draw. Really, really vital point for Leganés. Hopefully they can turn things around now in Butarque against Athletic Bilbao. The other Madrid team, Atletico, were held to a 0-0 draw here in the Wanda Metropolitano against Celta. Probably one of the main reasons being Ruben, the Celta's goalkeeper, who made some vital saves. Simeone, as expected, rotated his players after that exhausting Champions League game against Juventus, and we saw Mario Hermoso and Felipe in the center of defense. Hector Herrera, the hero from Wednesday night, making a start in the midfield. But it was the same old forward, Joao Felix and Diego Costa, and maybe that was one of the problems. They weren't as fresh. Morata made an appearance in the second half, even though he wasn't supposed to in this game. He did come on, but couldn't find the goal. Renan Lodi, though, with a brilliant performance again. The left back showing that him and Trippier on the right side are going to be maybe Simeone's main players in his system. Renan Lodi not only cutting in and crossing, but taking some amazing shots. But again, Ruben was there to save them. Colchoneras will be disappointed. That's their second game now that not only they haven't won, but they haven't scored a goal. Could that be a problem for Simeone? As we said, this season is going to be a bit of a transition for them, but they should be fine, and they should be fighting for the leading places. They go away at Mallorca midweek. A difficult game. Mallorca is a team that started well at LaLiga, And Samoa is a really difficult place to play at. Let me know your score predictions for Atletico Madrid away at Mallorca. Mallorca had a tough night here in Madrid, where Getafe finally got their first win. It was 4-2, really dominating first half. They took a 3-0 lead. They took their foot off the pedal a little bit in the second half, and Ante Budimir almost got the Islanders back into the game. But Angel for Getafe finishing the game off 4-2, and first 3 points, vital 3 points for Azulones in a campaign where they will be juggling Europa League and LaLiga. Kubo as well, impressing and giving the assist for one of the goals for Mallorca. And another side that keeps impressing is Real Sociedad. They managed to win away at Espanyol 3-1 with William Jose scoring 2 goals and Isaac adding as well. Espanyol really shambolic defensively. You only need to look at that third goal. The defender basically passed it straight to Isaac, and he made a run and finished. Cornellà is half empty, and after those key losses in the summer of Borja Iglesias, Mario Hermoso, the speculation around Marc Roca, it doesn't look good for the other team from Barcelona. Hopefully they can start picking up points soon. Villarreal, confident win 2-0 at home to Valladolid. Well, I say confident. The game was really equal until maybe the last 15 minutes, where the substitutes for Villarreal really made the difference. Samuel Chukwueze coming in, and also Ontiveros, their summer signing, both key for the 2 goals. Ontiveros first winning the penalty that Cazorla converted, and then Chukwueze with his run on the right, crossing the ball, and Ontiveros finishing. Really good substitutes that decided the game. And another 3 points for Villarreal. That's 2 in a row after their win in Leganés. The other 2 games in the Liga ended up in 0-0 draw. Levante versus Eibar, and the Friday night fixture between Osasuna and Betis. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep your eyes peeled on La Liga as we have this midweek round, and we will be talking about it on Thursday. So stay on this channel. Bye-bye from Madrid. Thank you.